Hello, this is West Crow, and this is week 50 on the YouTube Pagan Challenge. And this week's question is, what advice can you give to new pagans? So first of all, read, and read some more. Also, the YouTube Pagan Challenge is a great way to see different viewpoints and different traditions. Basically, you don't want to lock yourself into any, or at least I would advise not locking yourself into any way of thinking in the beginning. Just soak in as much information and as much viewpoints as you can to try and find what works for you. Also, your first book of shadows is a great idea. It doesn't need to be fancy, and it probably won't be your forever book of shadows. Your first one is great for just jotting down new ideas, new things that you're learning, correspondences. And you'll find that once you start to write these down and they start to become part of your practice more, you won't need them, and you'll probably redo a whole new book of shadows of things that are important to you later on that won't have the same things, because those things have become just part of your regular routine or part of your regular thinking. Also, meditation is great. Read, learn, and meditation, because well, meditation is part of learning yourself, and you definitely want to really know yourself and learn about yourself before you dive in headfirst into some other tradition, religion, whatever. You want to make sure that it's a good fit for you. You want to know your reasons for doing things. It's just a good idea. It's a good idea for anything you do, but for spiritual type of things, it's even better. Even if you're into paganism for the spell work more so than anything else, knowing yourself is still going to make your spells that much more stronger. So definitely meditate and learn yourself. Those would be my main 2 points, is to learn all you can, soak up everything you can, and learn yourself. Meditate and learn yourself. Respect is a big thing. You need to have respect for the process, respect for deities, respect for pagans that have more time and knowledge in the practice than you do, and respect for pagans that have less time and knowledge than you do. Respect for yourself, definitely, and respect for those who have opposing views to you. But that all said, you need to believe in yourself and not allow yourself to be pushed around either. And that includes not letting yourself be pushed around by a dogmatic, stifling process, not letting yourself be pushed around by deities. You have a certain amount of respect for deities or spirits, the other people, you have a certain amount of respect for them, but you don't allow yourself to be pushed around by them. And that might be a little bit odd to hear, but that's my personal viewpoint, is you don't allow yourself to be pushed around by them. Also, don't allow yourself to be pushed around by pagans that know more than you. Don't allow yourself to be pushed around by pagans that know less than you. Don't allow yourself to be pushed around by yourself, by your old indoctrined ideas. Allow yourself to be free to explore everything and not get caught up in ego traps and old ideas that you need to work through. And don't allow yourself to be pushed around by people with opposing views. If something starts to feel wrong, then take a step back and reevaluate it. No matter what person or deity or entity or energy or your own thought process is going on, if it's starting to feel off, trust that and take a step back and evaluate what's going on. You need to find your own truth and substance in what you do. Definitely learn all that you can learn. Take in all different viewpoints, but learn yourself and learn what truths really connect with you. What brings you the most fullness and substance in your life. Also, know that you will never know everything. Nobody will. There's always more to learn, and once you think you've learned something, you can always go back and relearn it deeper. Learning, like I've said in other videos, is not just a straight upward thing. In fact, I probably view it a little bit more like a spiral. There's some key points that I think most people come around to in their lives. They're themes in their lives, and you learn a little bit here. They could be years apart, they could be weeks apart, they could be months apart, whatever. But you keep coming back to the same thing, and every time you come back to it, you learn a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And in that way, there will always be more to learn, because there's always something deeper, something more robust about something that you may have learned about in the past that you're relearning and building upon. So you will never know everything. maybe that sounds a little bit negative, but to me it doesn't sound negative. To me it's take a step back. You don't need to learn everything right away. You have lots of time to learn. I remember when I first started out, it was overwhelming how much there was to learn. And I felt like I had to get it all down, and I filled up half of my first Book of Shadows, which I think most people end up doing half of. Because you get down all these correspondences and everything, and then you're like, oh wait, that should have gone over here and that should have gone over there, and now I want to move that around. Then you just give up on it because it's not the way you want it. In that case, I would suggest a binder. Really, a binder. Screw the fancy first Book of Shadows and just get a binder. Or even, you know, collect things on a file folder on your computer. That works too. It's just about learning. Learning book stuff and learning yourself. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. Bye.